When we think of rage, we usually picture a mob. We imagine screaming crowds, spontaneous violence, and chaos. But the most dangerous forms of backlash are silent. They don't require a spectacle. They operate through policy, quiet rooms, and institutional decisions. This is institutional rage. It is a coordinated effort to draft laws specifically designed to neutralize the progress of marginalized groups. By focusing on burning torches, we overlook the paperwork, the legalized systems that execute oppression. In 2009, the swearing-in of the first Black president signaled a significant shift in American representation. For the existing power structure, this shift prompted an immediate internal defense. Within months, political platforms pivoted toward a resurgence of law and order rhetoric. This messaging quickly translated into a wave of policies focused on containment and restriction. Scholars like Carol Anderson and Kaiim Daids argue that this reaction was historically predictable. This is the action-reaction cycle. Every time a marginalized group secures an advancement, the state responds with a feedback loop of institutional restriction. Power reacts to progress by inventing legal mechanisms to criminalize change. In the 1850s, enslaved people achieving literacy and navigating toward freedom were perceived as a direct threat to the economic structure. The Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 codified this backlash. It proved the system would actively punish the pursuit of freedom. This law extended the reach of slavery into free states. It turned ordinary citizens into an extension of state control, criminalizing the act of escape. The government responded to the prospect of human liberation by building a wider, legally enforced cage. By the mid-20th century, the mere presence of distinct communities was again legally reframed as a danger. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, public fear was rapidly converted into weaponized policy through Executive Order 9066. This legal framework bypassed trials, evidence, and due process. The result was the forced relocation and internment of over 120,000 citizens. When institutional power feels vulnerable, it uses protection as a cover story for mass punishment. In the present day, Latinx communities continue to build lives and establish an economic presence in the United States. The institutional reaction has been to frame these communities as invaders, justifying a massive expansion of detention infrastructure. This policy manifests through surveillance, tactical raids, and the separation of families. Coded language makes this palatable. Phrases like border security and preserving tradition mask the underlying mechanisms of control. Modern border enforcement is the same historical mechanism, simply rebranded for a modern audience. From slave patrols to internment to ICE raids, the underlying logic is unbroken. The form of containment evolves to remain legally acceptable, while the function of restriction remains constant. Issues like mass incarceration and curriculum bans are the latest iterations of this same defensive machinery. The system is executing its original programming. These historic patterns of control rely on our failure to recognize them. They only stop when they are exposed. Because the system is functioning as intended, it will not self-correct without external intervention. With these mechanics visible, the viewer carries the responsibility of a witness. History lives in the present. It waits for us to interrupt it.